So greetings friends, today on the Redline Show we will discuss the occasion with the Kursk Oblast in Russia, and today with me Henry and Serhii. Let's talk about it. What's happening there?
What is happening there? I
Yeah.
have no idea. Nothing. There is the Ukrainian. Some say that Ukrainian army crossed Russian border, and for some reason, it could be like Kursk is Ukraine now. I don't believe that. Please don't believe that. I don't know what's going on, but maybe that's true, or maybe not.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. That's right. I mean, Pavel, let us discuss if we want it to be true. Do we want our army to take a part of Russia and then just trade it for maybe territory that is occupied by Russian army? That is the thing to discuss.
What I've heard is that Ukrainian army is conducting a safety operation, so they are guaranteeing a safety of the Russian-Ukrainian border.
Military operation.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's a special
Right.
operation to secure like the Russian-Ukrainian border near the city of Sumy. So Kursk and Sumy, they are. But I've seen videos with documents Sudzha, which is a Russian city or a town rather, with that gas turbine.
it's not
it was
very
Russian
big.
city before we
Yeah,
started,
yeah.
so we don't know now. But all right.
So I've heard that the people of Sudzha have appealed to include like them in the Sumy region of Ukraine.
Well, of course, the normal referendum, the people were going to vote.
So, okay, all jokes aside, what's happening there?
Well, thanks for asking me for that. I didn't know. I wasn't playing soldiers, just occasionally, just for instance. Oh, I think I got a part of Russia here. So, but whatever happened yesterday, I talked to Kurt Walker. So, as you know, he was an ex-representative of the American state, actually, for Ukraine. So I asked him, what can push our partners and allies to be more decisive, to give us more weapons to win as soon as possible. And he said-
Victories.
Exactly. And he said that he didn't know what Ukraine can do more, because Ukraine is doing everything. And I said, but what about a showcase to show what we can do with what we have?
Like a demonstration of power.
Exactly. And then I asked him how America is actually feeling about Kursk. And he said, encouraged. I literally quote the term. America feels encouraged because now the usual Americans see that the Ukrainian army is capable to do with the 1% of power that can be granted from West to Ukraine to win this war. And this is just one, okay, I don't know, I'm just, speculating, 1 or 3 or 5%, but just a small part of the power that is available, Ukrainians are using this way. So if that will be 30%, imagine what can be done. The peace will be achieved faster. There will be a new government of Russia, maybe.
A democratic one.
No,
I don't think
I don't
so.
think so, but at least the government then will be forced to talk the way Russians used to, from the position, from the point of strength.
And look, it's interesting fact you said about our partners. You see, in the beginning of a full-scale Russian invasion, they always talked about do not escalate the situation. And now they said, well, it's Ukrainian, right?
Our first episode was about escalation of red lines, if you remember. And Serhii, you as our senior editor, I would like to ask you what exactly from the maybe military point of view is happening, information military operation, what is happening in Kursk. Is it a PSYOP or it is more of a military operation supported by information attack from Ukrainian side?
I think that at first place it's a military operation, of course, and it's very. Why it's so, as we can see for now, why it is so easy for Ukrainian army to advance? It's because Russians have in this place in Kursk region only conscripts.
Yeah, they like contract soldiers, and most of the fortifications are on a Ukrainian territory,
Yes.
occupied. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, the conscripts and the professional army are two big differences. This is
Of
right.
course.
But there's one more thing. Then the governor of Kursk, or whatever, the governors, right? You know, the mayors, well, anyway, high-chaired officials, recently been reporting to Putin where are the fortifications that should be there. So actually, these guys are actually fighting for Ukraine. Well, this is what I can tell, because all the fortifications and nothing is there. So all the money is stolen or invested
And
in
it's real money, more than 100 million rubles.
dollars, isn't it? They're
maybe
all
in dollars,
Maybe
because,
dollars,
that's for sure. Because,
having in mind the level of corruption in the Russian army, that will be like millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars. And we have an answer for Kursk from Russia. What is that? How do you think?
oh, really?
Yeah, well, they've answered Ukraine for that like daring operation, invasion of Kursk region. What do you think is that? Russia's answer?
Well, I believe it's a missile, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a missile at a shopping center in Konstantinivka.
Today, yes.
Today, already 10 people are dead. There were tens of people inside that shopping center. Konstantinivka is in Donetsk region, and it was heart of the day. People were like buying groceries and other stuff.
Well, you know, are you expecting me to be surprised? I'm not.
I'm not
I
surprised,
believe
of
no,
course.
no one is surprised.
We're talking for the
No one in
viewers.
Ukraine-
Yeah, for the
yeah,
viewers.
Well, viewers, I mean, don't get me wrong. We in Ukraine never expected anything else but another act of terror and murder from a terrorist and murderer. So this is exactly what happened. Instead of fighting our forces where they should, all they're trying to do, as the Soviet army always acted the same way, always in Georgia, in Chechnya, here in Ukraine, they're trying to kill as many civilians as possible. So the civilians are going to turn to their government and to make government stop the war, to give up on territories, on future, on whatever. But this is not the case with Ukraine for already like almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Almost 3 years. So, and this is actually helping us. Because what could be more stupid, more aggressive, more criminal than sending a missile to kill 10 people buying groceries in the end of the working day, other than just fighting the actual Ukrainian army, if Ukrainian army is there. Now I'm playing, I actually would never think that I would act like a Russian propaganda, like say, I don't know which army is that. Is that Ukrainian army? I don't know, maybe Israelis are there, I don't know. Aliens also.
Well,
But-
Harry, I would not...
Anglo-Saxons.
Yeah, Anglo-Saxons. Surely, I will not say like helping us, because I'm really tired of like civilian casualties and these acts of terror. Rather, it is like showcasing their true nature. Everyone knows that for the third year right now. And but in the election like list of vice president of the Democratic Party, they have no points on Ukraine.
Well, Paul, I mean, the thing is that you saying what people are expecting you to say. What I am saying is what I feel. Don't tell me that I am not for these people. It hurts. But I think that the blood that is now spilled on streets of whatever it is, there's a small shopping center.
Konstantinivka, yeah,
It's a small place where my mother actually spent her honeymoon with my father.
Konstantinivka?
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
So this is I know I feel somehow connected to that. I just don't talk about it now. But don't tell me that this is this is not good. I know this is awful, but this is also good that Russia actually again shows what it is.
It shows its face.
Exactly,
to the
and the
world,
face is anger, murder, and it's incapable of anything else. It's incapable of stopping Ukrainian army if Ukrainian army wants to go and get Russia. We don't need Russia. We need Ukraine back. So the only reason for any Ukrainian army to be on the Russian soil is to force the Russian army out of Ukraine. If that happens,
Yeah.
Well,
So-
maybe they can go to Moscow.
Media Bloomberg was reporting that one of the strongest Ukrainian brigades was operating there.
well, Bloomberg actually was trying to get information from Ukrainian general stuff. Like it was the day before, yesterday, I believe. So they called him like was 6 a.m. And what they were expecting, I don't know, maybe they like a proper journalistic job. They need to call in and ask. But I don't really think that any Ukrainian general said, yeah, well, I can really tell you what's going on, but please don't tell anyone. So
I agree with you.
So
because-
we will be there. We'll know what this is for. But for the moment, I can only inform my viewers and you guys that America and the West are feeling encouraged of what we can do with that much power that we have. And that, of course, casts another spell on the situation, like what we can do if we have more power. Maybe we can end the war with the victory of Ukraine, and that will change the world and
Forever.
for forever and to the better, finally. And all the dictators of the world will finally see that if the nation is equipped properly and is ready to win the war, actually, and it's better to die than to, let go on your own freedom.
Yeah, what I've heard, I've been hearing this since 2014, that Ukraine can never beat the Russian army in open field.
Right, well,
So,
What do you mean
because
open
they
field?
are so huge, they're enormous, they have so much resources, so much more. And what we're seeing right now, that
well, my American audience, our American audience
yeah.
from Rububs, I can see the comments there. The comment is that you need to hear that. Russian army is the second strongest army in Russia.
yeah.
How good is that? I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it? So, so the West is encouraged, and I'm encouraged too, because I'm very tired. You are absolutely right. Very tired of civilian people. I mean, my driving was burnt with a missile. I could easily be there. Of course, I am frustrated and tired of all these victims and everything, and I'm glad to see that Ukrainian army is capable of actually acting.
That's really encouraging for us too.
Yeah,
so
Maybe,
this is super.
Serhii, you can tell something about the symbolism of the Kursk region, if we remember the year
Oh,
2000.
I mean, submarine.
2000, of course. When in 2000 something wrong with Kursk and Putin is silent.
Yeah.
2024 story just repeated.
Yeah, well, it's all about this history repeating. Well, there's whatever is the
Or you mean Second World War?
No, it's kind of
not that deep.
too early in the history, and the Kursk, like that
Yeah.
Duga,
Duga.
yeah,
curve.
Curve,
yeah,
Kursk curve.
the Kursk curve was a major tank battle.
We don't like this word, right? Because it's too close with Polish, Well, let's see. All the experts actually are all. It's no one knows what's going on.
Yeah.
This is what exactly what this is what is going on. Everyone is like full of questions. What is going on? What is the reason for that? But this is top secret military info, and there is no way if I would ever, even if I knew it, I would tell it. So, but one thing is clear, that the whole world that was for Ukraine, and maybe even those who were tired of the war in Ukraine, are feeling encouraged of what is going on.
I've heard the German position on using German weapons.
Yeah,
in
this is
Ukraine.
lovely.
Pistorius.
Yeah, like those weapons are now Ukrainian, so go ahead, guys. And like Karine Jean-Pierre from the U.S. Department of State, she came out and said that Ukraine's actions are actually in line with the U.S. Like position and politics. I was shocked because we heard about non-escalation,
Yeah, for
non-go
years.
for years right now,
course.
and right now we see direct military escalation on territory of the aggressive state, like the whole nuclear bonky honky state.
Gay-holes and everything.
Yeah.
So,
Like, don't have a threat on us, or we will launch nukes. And for the third day, there's a military operation inside Russia. Third day. Yeah.
Well, like Glenn Grant, the Lieutenant Colonel Glenn Grant said once, I've asked him, what if Russia will go nuke? Well, what if Putin go nuclear? What happens? He said, well, don't get me wrong. Actually, that will be the end of it. That will be the end of Russia. Because everyone is watching.
Seems so,
Everyone
yes.
is watching, and everyone is like, having there is no such thing as red button, when not in
Yeah,
the
it will be
cartoons,
prevented.
but there is a red button, and there's like a collective red button, and collective unconscious is ready for that just as well. Because, we're not talking about the reason. You cannot talk sense to Putin. If you could, you would already do that.
Yeah, there would be no
because
war.
he's circled with oligarchs, in euro and dollars. They're using this kind of a money, not rubles, I believe. So,
Well, they're gonna start the barter trade with China next month, as I heard, like exchanging oil for barrels for new oil. I don't know.
well, I mean, whatever happens, it's definitely more profitable for China than for us.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
That's I mean, undoubtedly. So China is
Because
just
they
sitting
need-
here and getting like doing nothing and getting billions of dollars,
And-
trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
like-
Also, we've seen like the drone attacks on Morozovsk airfield. I've seen those like potholes from explosions. I see no drone that is capable of that. But our security services announced that it was a drone attack, of course, and hundreds of like glide bombs that were intended to destroy Kharkiv region, Sumy region, have burned there.
More
And-
than 700, yes.
Yeah, and yesterday there was a Lipetsk, I believe, airfield
Lipetsk.
with tens of fighter bombers deployed on the ground, not in like in concrete barriers, on the ground. And there's no footage. We have no confirmation of direct losses in military aircraft. We've heard like from the Time magazine or another that a month ago there was like dozens of Su-34s deployed on the ground near Kharkiv, and Ukraine like pledged to use ATACMS, casted ATACMS to destroy those planes, and it was rejected. And I believe we were not rejected this time.
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, this is we don't know which is what comes first. You know, when actually American generals actually see that what they do, they have their life in America and in the West. They have the very complicated questions to attend to right now and even yesterday.
Iran and
just
Israel.
for example, just one of the reasons why not to pay all the attention on Ukraine. So this is maybe the proper moment of absolutely winning the worldwide media. That's for sure.
Oh,
Obviously, we have all the attention of all the media sources, of all the pubs in the world. We are leading it now, and we're not answering any questions. We certainly have our military people doing their military work.
Russian Telegram channels are now writing that 2 more settlements have fallen under control of Ukraine's armed forces.
Only
particularly-
2?
Right, for the last hour.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Operative situation.
And it is actively, like proactively shifting to the Kursk nuclear power plant. Like,
I don't think that our
Goal is to get the
yes,
Well,
because
This
you
is
don't think
another
we're gonna
interesting-
shift, like switch the Kursk for Zaporizhia?
You know what? Let's ask our audience. What do you think? What is the reason for possible Ukrainian? How do we call it? Special military
Special
operation in Russia. What is the reason for that?
Maybe
Kursk
taking. Yeah.
power plant? Is that nuclear power plant? Or something else? Maybe what
in-
is that city called? In Moscow, right? Moscow, yeah. What do we want? What Ukraine wants with that? Try to answer in comment, because I have all sorts of answers, and
We have doubts.
We
But
have doubts.
Henry, don't you see that the security situation near the Kursk nuclear power plant it is deteriorating? So it's dangerous. Someone needs to secure it.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I know who will do it. I think Mr. Rafael Grossi can do that.
Oh,
You can exactly
surely.
go there, see some Ukrainian mines, and when he see Ukrainian mines on a Russian power plant, it would be lovely for Mr. Grossi to say that it's for safety, just as he did in Zaporizhia.
Yeah, like
agree.
those holes in the shell, in the hull of the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. Oh, that's for ventilation.
Yes, exactly. That's for ventilation purposes only. Yeah, solely. It's absurd, but we have to invent new ways of war because we're a smaller army,
Yeah, surely.
we're a smaller country, but we fight for our freedom. So we have to invent something new that the world will find its reason to help us. And I believe this is exactly what we are doing right now.
And you know about nuclear power plant in Kurchatov, it's one very dangerous situation. Now Russians are bombing Russian territory, and they not very precise.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous, I think.
If the combat will go near the nuclear station, they will not be able to use combat aviation, which is their only,
I hope.
yeah, only like advantage. They advanced to Avdiivka only because of
Yeah.
frontline aviation with glide bombs, which was like a Wunderwaffe for some time, and
For a long time.
yeah,
I
we cannot fully counter them right now, other than hitting like warehouses with those glide bombs on the ground and the Su-34 fighter bombers which are launching down.
You guys, I mean, just the level of absurd that we are discussing now. I mean, we're seriously discussing that Russian aviation is could be bombing Russian land
Yeah.
where Russian nuclear power plant is fucking located.
It's a fact.
Yes,
I mean, well, this is a beautiful operation of Ukrainian army anyway. Whatever the reason for that is, that could be the reason.
the world has gone insane a long time ago.
Yeah, whatever at the moment it has been created. But I mean, the outcome for me is like I've been interviewing Western politicians and Western high-ranking officers and whoever for almost 2 years right now, and I have not seen this level of actually relief. Like these people are finally feeling that whatever they have been investing all this time in Ukraine is not in vain. This is a step towards the ending the war. This is hard. This is an escalation. But what is an escalation? I mean, if half of your family dies, is that an escalation already or not? Like, do you have to call Washington and say, my daughter is dead? Or
Can
my
we
son
use
is-
those ATACMS now?
Yeah, exactly. Can we use those ATACMS? Not enough. You have to more families have to die. So there should be a range. There should be a quantity of Ukrainians that can be killed by Russia daily. That is called not an escalation. And over that top is an escalation. So it's stupid. But I mean, of course it is. And now we've just seized the opportunity to deliver a message to the world that the Ukrainian army really exists and it is capable
it
of
is strong.
bringing victory on the table.
Also, have you seen that brutal video yesterday of a devastated Russian military column
Yes.
with a lot of
Lot of conscripts.
casualties? Yeah.
And these are
SINT, like investigators, figured out the geolocation, and it's 40 kilometers deep
It is. I mean,
outside
yeah,
of the current like Ukraine-controlled territory. So it's 40 kilometers away.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying that it is expanding, like it is spreading the combat in the Kursk. It's going, it's in advance.
Oh yeah.
I have a guess. It can be Russian aviation with guided bombs.
No, it
Which
was
not
it was
precise.
really precise. Like there was
I know.
like Russian houses here and here on this side of the road, they were intact, and it was a precision strike, probably from HIMARS missile.
Just some
Yeah.
options.
See, well, that is stupid jokes. Are there any F-16s in Ukraine? No, there are only 15 of them, so there are 15. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we have 10 F-16s or 20 F-16s or 40 F-16s. It's not enough. If we would have 300 right now and 2 years ago, that would change. That would be a game changer. But for the moment, we're doing what we can with what we have, and we're doing great. And whatever we are doing, it is really, for me, it is a relief. I really feel a relief inside of me. This is like, finally, we have something to prove. And I also like how Ukrainian army is treating Russians on Russian land. Precisely, politely, not anything that can be actually then after that be, to accuse Ukraine of anything bad.
Of course.
So
Yes,
this is
yes.
like you can understand the level. I know have you seen actually these Russian people trying to talk to their Tsar, trying to talk to that mad Soviet, outdated, indicted by International Criminal Court, Vladimir Putin. So This is lovely. Just Google it. Russians trying to talk to Putin, and you will see this whatever it was.
It's many videos.
There's many videos like these
Yeah.
people said, we have been actually for this special military operation, but we don't like it when it came to us.
Well,
And why it came to us?
Why it came to us? I mean, these people are for the war, but they don't like this war to came to him. Well,
It's classic Russians.
yeah, have you seen like the opposition media channels? Like, wow, it's outrageous. It's war on Russian land. How that's unacceptable.
what is it? What is it? Silver rain, dozht?
Yeah.
What are they
dozht,
saying?
yeah.
It was their fault, so they say that.
Yeah, they
Then
say
this
it's
is outrageous?
outrageous. Yeah.
Of course. It was obvious, I guess.
It is. It is. Yeah, I mean, oh my God. So you say like two more, whatever it was, the not battalions, regiments, right? So of Russians were just
No, I was talking about like
200.
200 people.
a column
Some part of them were injured, some dead.
taken prisoner. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
That's,
So this is actually a military operation.
We
Special
can-
military
we-
operation is onwards. Right?
yeah, we
Of
cannot prefigure the predict the result of this operation right now of Ukraine. But what we can truly say that at this moment, Russian military forces are taking defeat after defeat in defending like Russian territory. We remember the statute of the Russian armed forces is to defend the territorial integrity and sovereignty of
course,
Russian Federation. They are not very good at that. They are very good at invading other countries and conducting like missile and bomb strikes on civilian objects in Ukraine, in Georgia, in Syria.
Well, of course, it's easy, isn't it?
It's easier.
It's easy to
far
send a
easier
missile
than
to
defend.
Konstantinik for the
Let's-
defend your land.
Yeah, let's just praise Ukrainian defense forces for this. At this moment, for defending Ukraine, for being in a defense which is hard since 2014, and for almost 3 years of this bloody full-scale war. The like assaults of Bakhmut, Avdiivka, they were really bloody battles with
Now
lot of
Pokrovsk.
now Pokrovsk. And let's just praise for them and pray for their safety, and maybe wish them luck in the Kursk region too.
You know, I'm not much into praying. I'm a goddamn atheist. So the thing is that instead of praying for them, I would like our Western partners to deliver more weapons, to deliver more arms, and then the war will be finally over with the victory of good, believe it or not. So, that's
Yep.
pretty much of me, Phil.
Yeah, so guys, comment. You can expect answers from all of us in the comment section below. We are really excited at what is happening right now after
That is
all that like stagnation at the front line, and we've been on the defense, and right now we have this moment of encouragement.
True.
Yeah. So we hope that you are encouraged to write, comment, subscribe, share this video, and stand with Ukraine.
And donate.
And
Yeah,
donate.
do not support Russia. So thank you, and have a nice day. You are the reason why we are working.
That's true.